Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review. And after the trip over to Siren, we are back. We're back with some more Vocation beers. And this one, as you can see, it'll focus, is another special edition. I went a bit mad, didn't I, with these special edition beers. This one's called Unity is Strength, Pale Ale. So linked into the pale ales we've been having. Not session IPA, pale ale. This is a proper pale ale. 5%. This is a 440 can, which I think is beautiful. And this one is Unity is Strength, inspired by the ancient Sanskrit Pashanatra Tantra. What the hell? It's the ancient story that we all know, where a flock of trapped birds work together to escape from a hunter's net. Working together makes us stronger. They're working in partnership with Overgate Hospice. 40p per can will go to supporting charity. So that's a good thing. It's a hazy, juicy hoppy with lots of citra and strata, interestingly, complemented by soft and hazy texture of this pale ale. So strata I'm not so sure about. Obviously citra, the most common hop in the whole world. We have got barley in there, we've got some wheat in there, and oats. And there we go. Overgate Hospice, if you wanted to support the charity. And I do like that. Doves, obviously, for peace, coming out of the nets. Really nice. I do like, I like the fact when breweries do collaborations or charity brews for good causes. It's really cool. Sometimes they're not so obviously good, if that makes sense. But this one is a really good cause. So, and I do love, I like that light blue stroke lilac, something like that. It was a choice of this one or another beer, which I'm probably going to have tomorrow. And that one, well, you'll see tomorrow if you like and subscribe. Make sure you click the bell down below as well, and you'll know when I do my uploads. But that one, the colour of the can, it made it so difficult for my old eyes to read. It was absolutely crazy. And we are going to use the Vocation glass. I was going to check, was it this one or the Siren one? This glass is not nucleated. So any head we get from this beer is purely from the beer itself. Nice hit. Wow. Let's get this bad boy into a glass. Lovely, lovely beer. It's nice to have a midweek beer. Well, I have a beer most days, but yeah, sneaky midweek beer is always good. Wow. There's a little bit left, a little trickle left in the can. I'm hoping I can get it all in. Wow, I'm even getting a dome on the top of that glass. That is genius. So there we go. Nice big head, nicely kind of in focus, and a nice silly face. Something like that for the front of this video. Beautiful head, kind of receding a tiny bit. That's a good more than two fingers. More than two fingers, that's good enough. And look at the top of that bad boy. Lovely, perfect white, fluffy clouds with the beer. That definitely a hazy beer. Look round the other side. In this case, it's peace because of the doves in that thing. If it was the other way around, it wouldn't be so peaceful. Wow. What was it? Strata hops. Interesting. This is not giving me the aroma of citra. Perhaps there's a little bit of kind of dankness there, but on the nose, I'm getting lovely kind of fruity stuff going on, but not, yeah, not in the usual way, not in the kind of tropical fruit way, not in the zesty way, should I say. That is absolutely perfect. Now, because the head is so massive, are we going to get a nice tide lens? I'm not 100% sure. We're definitely going to get something. So let's see if I can get it on the wrong side of the vocation. Nice tide line. I mean, if the lines are that thick, my God. Always good to have really thick lines. 1 finger thick, 2 finger thick lines. My God. Cheers and beers, guys. I hope you're having a good week. Hey, we're halfway through to the weekend. Shamon. Oh, wow. Jesus. Now that is incredibly zesty. But wow, that is very bizarre. I'm getting like a kind of fizziness, like fizzy kind of sour sweets. And the zestiness is like a mix of kind of grapefruit and lemon, kind of all mixed together, but like really, really super zesty. It said it was supposed to be juicy. Hazy, juicy, hoppy. That's what I'm looking at, which is interesting. A fruity burst. Yeah, if that fruit is like literally incredible grapefruit or lemon or something citrus like, but it is kind of on the juicy side. This is not, yeah, even though I'm getting a little bit of that tropical fruit, this does not taste like tropical fruit. So even though it looks like a kind of hazy pale ale, this, I mean, Jesus. Right, the beer I had yesterday was supposed to be a session IPA. This beer seems a lot hoppier than that beer. So the whole moniker of session IPA, I just do not understand. Someone said something interesting to me and said, well, if you're going to do that, how about what's the difference between pale ale and imperial pale ale IPA or American pale ale APA? And there's so many crossovers, and like you saw the Venn diagram, it would almost be like just one big circle. It's like just ridiculous. Oh. And when a pale ale is as hoppy, bitter, juicy, hazy as this, when in my opinion they're correctly calling it a hazy pale, what does the even session IPA, what does that even mean? It must be purely to try and do business on the IPA moniker, which is crazy. I did some research earlier on, and somebody said that a brewery in America, of course, has coined the phrase imperial pale ale. So it's not India pale ale, which is what IPA should be, even though there aren't that many Indians left in America because they all got massacred. But yeah, just imperial pale ale. So that's like a stronger pale ale, I guess, or like a double pale ale. But then a stronger pale ale would be an IPA in the normal terms as well. It just, my mind is like, woo, is blown. Very crazy. Oh, and the other thing, wow, I mean, that is incredibly zesty, incredibly fruity. This is just like a glass of fruit juice with a bit of hotness. The end is quite smooth, but if I hadn't read it on the can, I'm not really getting any tide lines. The smoothness maybe of the oats and wheat is kind of being lost because it's so incredibly hoppy. I wouldn't have said that this has got any oats in it. It's just not smooth enough in the finish. Absolutely ridiculous. Yes, what was I going to say? Yes, the consensus of opinion from my research today between a pale ale and a session IPA is a pale ale has more of a malt profile. So essentially it's got better malt taste, whereas a session IPA is a bit like watered down piss, almost like a lager. And interesting that lager is there to make money. So maybe that's what session IPA is too. The other thing that I heard from my research was that a lot of people don't like session IPAs, and basically they wouldn't buy it purely because of the name session IPA. So it's a novelty. Just call them pale ales, please. They're pale ales. Just call them pale ales. Whoa. And when someone like Vocation is making pale ales as good as this one, I mean, it's ridiculous. This one is absolutely ridiculous. I would buy this again. If I could get this on draft, this would be a really, really nice beer. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not that into super juicy beers. Hazies, yes. Juicy beers, maybe not. So, whereas something like the Death by Cherries, which was an incredibly good beer, made the beer of the year, or the potential for the beer of the year. I don't know if this one would particularly make that list, purely based on my own perceptions. But I mean, if I'm scoring this out of 5, this has got to be a 4. It has to be somewhere up around there, because this is a very, very good beer, nicely made, 5%. The can looks nice, maybe a tiny bit overcarbonated, but if you can find this beer, this is a really good one. Anyway, this has been Unclejona. I'm going to save this sip for when I'm putting my finishing touches for this video, and we'll be back tomorrow for another pale ale by Vocation, another well carbonated beer, hopefully, so we see what we get. Until then, guys, please take care of yourselves, and remember, drink some beers.